Well, what an afternoon. Damage in Manatee County.
Right.
We just saw Jess reporting from that mobile home park. You suspect there's a possibility it could have been a tornado waterspout?
John and I were here. We were about 2 o'clock. We saw some interesting shear products that we watched during the tornado outbreak a couple years ago. Remember that on Siesta Key. Similar conditions, 128-mile-an-hour shear product, and it's gate-to-gate shear. And we went on the air with it, even though there wasn't a warning yet. And we said, hey, this looks rather impressive. Could be a waterspout. And sure enough, it appears that there was some damage in that same path that particular line went through. Well, get a look at the KC Key webcam. We also talked about the rough weather in terms of surf and rip currents. Well, that's still a factor right now. I want to let people know, too, that we said that it would probably be around 7 o'clock that this would be going through. That was based on one forecast model. We kind of gave that little caveat and said, hey, it could be a little earlier or it could be a little later. It came a little earlier today, and that can happen with these forecast models. They don't always get it right on time, and neither do we. So we watch it as well for you. Lido, the Damon Power, is getting this impressive-looking shelf cloud as it made its way on shore. That's similar to the same time that we started to see that damage rolling into Manatee County. There's a picture of some of that wind damage that was reported near Oneiko and into West Bradenton as well. This one ripping the roof back off of that particular mobile home. And this is a tree down in Sarasota County. Pam Dalton sending this photo into pics at mysuncoast.com, and you too can do the same. This is a fairly large tree that was down right there in Proctor near Bent Tree. Well, there's that product I mentioned. This is at 2:35, but right around 2:15 there was another impressive marker right there by Whitney Beach. It showed shear up to 128. This one was at around 65 miles an hour, and then this eventually moved right off into the area that has shown up as some damage reports in that particular region. And shortly thereafter, the National Weather Service did issue a severe thunderstorm warning for North Manatee County based on that cell as it made its way off to the northeast into Hillsborough County. Right now, no worries as far as severe weather goes. The strong cells now well down to our south and can continue to push off to the southeast. There's another line of showers out here, though. This is the actual cold front, and this will move on through late tonight and tomorrow morning, bringing with it a few showers and even a few isolated thunderstorms. Don't think there'll be anything severe with it, but we'll watch it nonetheless as it makes its way through our region during the overnight hours. Now, the cells themselves are not too impressive out there, and in fact, the National Weather Service has dropped the severe thunderstorm watch for most of our area as a result of the storm system really progressing to the southeast right now. But some impressive amounts of rainfall, and particularly into Hardy and DeSoto counties, up to a half to an inch of rainfall there. And we could still see additional rain up to maybe a quarter of an inch to a half inch with some of the cells that move through overnight. 76 right now. Dew point is at 69. Winds are still brisk out of the west-southwest at 17. The pressure low, 29.73 inches. The high today was 86, 1 degree below average, and will stay below average too for the next 2 days. High temperature tomorrow will only be around 80, 82 degrees, and then even on Friday it looks like to be into the mid-80s, so slightly below the average of 87. Well, nearly a half inch of rainfall at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport, and look at this monthly total there, over 5 inches of rainfall just for this month, which is typically a very dry month, and we're 3.5 inches above average. That wind will slow down a little bit, but not so much tonight. Tomorrow, right around daybreak, out of the west and then out of the northwest in the afternoon, and that will usher in that cooler and drier air. We'll start to really see things clear out by, it looks like, the afternoon hours. The forecast looks like this tomorrow: highs in the low 80s right in through the day, and we'll see no real threat of any significant rainfall as that area of low pressure moves out. Still some tornado watches in effect for the Mid-Atlantic coast states, and none for us, just a sliver of parts of South Florida under a severe thunderstorm watch. Small craft advisory will stay with us overnight and tomorrow. Seas running 4 to 6 feet out there. Choppy to rough conditions. Winds and seas will abate somewhat in the afternoon tomorrow, but still rough going. Low tide upcoming 7:33. A high tide at 1:34 should not be a big problem. Tides will be running about a foot above average for that high tide coming just after 1:30. Mostly cloudy, some scattered storms, windy tonight. 78 for your low, and then tomorrow partly cloudy, high of 80 only. That's nice. A slight chance for a morning shower or two, not much. And the extended forecast does call for mid-80s on Friday. Beautiful Saturday and Sunday. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures warming up into the upper 80s. Back to you.